Got the plasma cutter hooked up, getting to work cutting this inner fender out. Trying to make it look kind of like this side. But got the bottom starting to get it cut and working on that corner now, trying to get in there as close as I can. Get the most of it cut out, and then I'll go across the top and back to the firewall. Got it all cut out. Clean it up a little bit. Need to get all this cleaned up so I can get it out, pressure wash all this suspension stuff and get it torn apart and rebuilt. I gotta decide where I'm gonna cut it in the back to get the firewall cut out. Try to give myself some more room so I can get more turning angle, because right now it hits a little bit right there behind the tire whenever I have my tires on the front, which I don't think I've shown, but they're up here. That's these wheels here. It's an 18 by 8.5 with a 235/40 on it. So okay, got this cut made across the firewall all the way across. Now we're trying to figure out the best way to cut the rest of it out. So once we figure that out, I'm sure you'll see it. Got the first couple of pieces cut out across the firewall. Just trying to see what the easiest way to do this is. Cut that out. Unbolted the fuse box. So now we're going to try to figure out if we should cut back or cut down. Working on the Chevette today. Got the floors cut out pretty much. Going to clean it up a little bit once we get it up on the air, in the air. But before I move it around too much, I'm going to try to put some frame rails in it that connect the front frame rails to the back half we put in there, because it's pretty floppy with nothing in there. Got our cuts marked here. I'm going to cut this line. So that should butt up against the factory frame rail. Yes. Okay, got the frame rail cut out. Gonna tack it here on the back and then tack it up on the front. Marshall's gonna do the welding today because I am not wearing welding attire. And we'll get this thing tacked in here. Got the frame rail tacked in front and back. Back fits up a lot better than the front does, because we're not quite sure on these contours yet on how to cut them, but we're working on it, so hopefully we'll get better, because the other side has the same contour across, but it also contours from top to bottom, so it'll be more difficult to cut out. Start. Got this side here welded on the top. So got that tacked on. Well, that's actually welded on. Got the rear tacked on back there. So now we got to try to tackle this side here. We got to clean it up still. And it's got a curve going this way and this way. So we'll try to get that one to fit a little better. Here is the finished product. Both frame rails are welded in pretty solid at the front. Got it meeting up down there with the factory frame. They're just butted up against the cross member. So we'll now put the wheels back on the front and move it over to the lift. We'll clean up the edges of the floor and get all the rest of the extra sheet metal out of the car so we can start welding all this in and rebuilding. Here's the view from the back with the new rear frame and the new middle frame.